Hey there, welcome to day 14 of No Nonsense November. I do this for the dogs. 10, 14, for how many minutes until it's time to eat? Because they start to harass me about sometimes an hour or more before it's time for them to actually eat. We feed them at about 7 and 5 every day, twice a day they eat, and they go crazy because their tummies are hungry when they're hungry, not necessarily when the clock is hungry. And daylight savings time here in the Midwest really messes them up. So what does that have to do with No Nonsense November? Absolutely, positively nothing. Our No Nonsense November message for today is to get out of your CZ. What the heck is a CZ? Our CZ is our comfort zone. We absolutely positively need to get out of our own way, get out of our own comfort zone. Our own comfort zone, if you've never heard of it, is the thoughts, the beliefs, behaviors, the experiences, the places, the people, the things that we feel comfortable around, that we feel like we can be ourselves, that we're really comfortable around, and we can just do whatever we want in our comfort zone. The problem is, nothing great ever happens in our comfort zone. We don't meet that new person. We don't have that new experience. We don't go on that adventure or that trip. We don't take that job if it's outside of our comfort zone. Unless, of course, we purposefully choose and decide to step out of our comfort zone and experience something different, to change our beliefs. We listen to a different performer or entertainer. We listen to a different type of music. We experience something different that we've never experienced before in order to stretch and expand our comfort zone. Because the bigger our comfort zone, the better and bigger person we are able to become. And the better human being we are, because we're more apt to interact with other human beings in a positive way. So how and why do I believe this, and how do I know this to be true? In 2018 and 2017, after my divorce, I decided I was going to come online and figure out this online internet world. I'd been involved in the offline world and businesses and corporate America for decades, both decades in corporate America and over decades in just different businesses in the offline world, 27 different industries offline, before I decided in 2017, after my divorce, to come online and figure out what the internet was all about. And as part of that, some of my coaches were always saying, you have to do video, you have to do video, you have to get online. And I was adamantly and vehemently opposed to doing video. I did my first video with this beaver puppet, and I named it Betsy after my little sister because I wasn't afraid of her. And this is here to remind me that we don't have to be afraid of things. We just have to be willing to step out of our comfort zone and try them. So part of what I did in 2018 was I decided, I had this little journal book called Do One Thing Every Day That Scares You. And it's about stretching your comfort zone. I bought it, a copy for me and a copy for a friend of mine in, probably 2014 or so, 2013, when we were involved in a network marketing company together. Story for another day, network marketing and me. But we were both afraid to follow the process that they were teaching us to use, and not super afraid, but just it didn't feel right or in alignment with us. And so I thought, well, why don't we do this little journal book together where we stretch our comfort zone and we find ways to be comfortable with things that normally make us a little uncomfortable. Now, we have a comfort zone for a reason. We have things that make us feel uncomfortable for a reason, because our subconscious and our brain is wired to keep us safe. And we're safe in our comfort zone. Our brain, our subconscious, and our conscious know we're safe in our comfort zone. And if we stay in that little bubble, that we'll be okay. We've survived this many days so far. So as long as we stay in this little norm of behavior and do things we've done before, whether they're good for us or not, we will still survive and be okay. Well, I decided in 2018, starting on the 1st or so, that I was going to do this. I committed to doing this every day. And I figured there were probably about a year's worth of challenges in here. So I made this an annual challenge, a year-long challenge to myself to get online, do a video, and share whatever the message was for the day. And you can see this book is beat up. I mean, I did this book and lived this book. I mean, I actually really put my heart into doing this because I wanted the outcome. I wanted to expand my comfort zone. I wanted to feel comfortable doing videos no matter what the topic. So in 2018, I did the annual challenge to do one thing every day that scares me, to stretch my comfort zone. Those are actually available on I believe, Pajama Grandma Facebook page. If you want to go back and see some of those, which I'm not inviting you to do that because they're probably very scary. I personally have not gone back and watched them. Every once in a while, Facebook will feed me up one and I'll be brave enough to take and watch a few minutes of it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And that's how we all feel about our voices and our appearance, no matter what. Every single one of us. I don't care how famous you are or how awesome you are. At some point, you weren't. We started out as newbies and we felt uncomfortable doing the things that we're comfortable doing now. So that was my foray into this. Now, this is actually year 4, and we're coming up. Today was day 318 to do one thing every day that centers us, centers me from the Little Journal Book to one thing every day that centers you. And next year will be our 5th annual challenge that I've shared with other people. I've been doing challenges my entire life, but I wasn't comfortable sharing them with other people in video format until I made myself in 2018. And then last year, in 2019, we did do one thing every day that makes you happy. And 2020, perfectly timed and selected, was to do one fun thing every day because I got to hang out with my then 4-turned-5-year-old granddaughter during the pandemic. And we did this one together every day. And so it was kind of perfectly timed. It's amazing how life works out that way when we're ready to do something. Because in 2014, I wasn't ready to do this book with my friend Heather, and neither one of us did it. We did it for a couple of days and then we quit. And then we picked it up for a day or two and then we quit. And we never went back to it. And it wasn't until 2018, a full 4 or 5 years later, that I actually ran across this book and said, oh, this might be the time to do that. So everything happens in its right time for us. And that includes stretching our comfort zone. We don't have to dive out of it and jump out of a plane or something that's way outside of our comfort zone. We just have to take little baby steps to push the edge of that envelope, push the edge of that balloon or that ball to poke out and try different things. So get out of your comfort zone. That is today's No Nonsense November message. Questions, comments, concerns, thoughts about this, I would love to hear it. Share in the comments below or direct message me, and I will be with you tomorrow for day 15, halfway point already of our No Nonsense November. Have an awesome day. Bye.